Hello there, welcome back to Excel Module 3. We will be finishing up our project. We are starting back on page EX332. So now let's talk about sparkline charts. Sparkline are like little mini charts in your spreadsheet. So we'll start in I4. And then we are going to insert this sparkline chart. So if you look on the Insert tab, there's a couple of choices for sparklines. We're going to choose the line. And then for our data range, I can click on this and then click and drag through B4 through G4. I can also just type that in if I'd rather do that. And then once I've done that, I can click OK. Or hit enter, and it will put a mini sparkline chart in my document. Let's look at how to change the style for that. Notice it gets its own tab up here at the top. If I click on that, I can change it in the style area. Guys, pay attention to styles. These we will be using all throughout this class. So everything has its own style. In this case, on Sparkline Tools, on the Design tab, here are the different styles of these lines. And if I click on them, there's different options. So I'm looking for blue Sparkline style, accent 1, lighter 40%. Here it is. Now, once I've done that, I can go ahead and fill down all the way through I-16 to fill down my sparkline chart. Now, let's say after I put it in, I decide that I don't really like the line sparkline. I would rather have a different kind, so like a column one instead. Then when I have selected a sparkline area and I have my special tab for it on the Design tab under Sparkline Tools, in the Type area, I can change this to a different type of sparkline chart. Let's look at assigning formats to non-adjacent ranges. So that means to format areas that are not next to each other. So I'm going to select B4 through H4. And then once I select that, if I hold down my Control key, I can go to B6 through H6, B9 through H9, B14 through H14, and B16 through H16. Then I can release my control key, and then on the Home tab in the Number area, I can click Currency. So I'll choose my Format Number dialog box, and I'll come to Currency, make sure it says 2 decimal places. The symbol should be a $sign. And we want the red format in parentheses for negative numbers. So I'll click OK, and it will format that for me. Now I'm going to select B5 through H5. Hold down my Control key again, B10 through H13, keeping the Control key down. Then once I've selected those, I let go, and in the Home tab in the Number box, I will come to Currency. We want 2 decimal places and no symbol for this. So I'll click OK, and that'll go ahead and format those cells in my document. So now let's come back up. I need to format the titles of my sheet. So I'm going to increase the font size of A1 to 28 points, A2 to 16 points, A1 through I2, and I want dark blue. I want the fill color, so that's the paint bucket, dark blue, text 2, lighter 80%. And I'll go ahead and change the font color to dark blue accent 1. There we go. Now let's do some other coloring. I'm going to select A3 through I3 and then hold down my control key again, and A6 through H6, A14 through H14, still holding that control key, A16 through H16. For this, I am going to want the total cell style. So here we are back with styles again, Home tab, Cell Styles. This I want to be total, the total cell style. There we go. And then come up and select A4, and let's choose the fill paint bucket on this, dark blue text to lighter 80%. I can also go ahead and just click. I want to use the same font color that I used above, so if I click on it, it will use the same one. Now, once I have created a format for a cell, I can use my format painter. So this is Review from Word. So now if I double click on the Home tab in the clipboard area on my format painter, now I can click on some other cells and change their formatting too as well. So I'm doing A6 and then A16 through H16. And then to turn it off, you click it again or you hit the escape key on your keyboard. All right, a couple more things. I want B16 through H16 to number style to be currency with the $sign and 2 decimal places. There we go. I'm going to click in cell A18, change the font style of this to 9, italicize and underline the text in there, and then select this whole range, so A18 through B25, and let's get the fill color, and we'll use the same fill color we used before and the same font color we used before. I'll go ahead and click my Save button so that I have my document saved and I don't lose it.